us a little bit about Lake Vermilion and what's going on up there.
Those that follow fishing know the fish in the spring spawn, and they're all up probably shallow spawning on Vermilion. Those fish up there, I'm sure those smallmouth and largemouth are just probably wrapping up the spawn. And I believe with the full moon this week, there's probably still a big wave to come. There's probably a lot of smallmouth still going to come to the bank to spawn here in the next week. But when we get there, I think it's August, that first week of August when we get there, it will be, all those fish will have moved off the shallow stuff and they'll have moved out to, you know, where they're going to summer, we call it, some of those reefs. Big underwater sunken points, sunken islands. But one of the interesting things at Vermilion over the years of going there is typically midsummer on is at like 5 to about 7:30 or 8 in the morning, there's like a shad spawn bite almost where those smallmouth will push up a bunch of bait on top and they just chow. It's a short-lived window of time in the morning usually that we'll get into that. I'll be curious to see when we get there in August if, like, you know, a popper bite or a spook or any sort of walking topwater bait will be good, but you won't be able to bank on it all day. It'll be one of those things where you could run it maybe for a few hours in the morning and then you're gonna have to get off it and go fish probably, you know, deep rock piles. And they'll catch them a lot of different ways, and there's two species, of course, those that know Vermilion. There's largemouth and smallmouth. And I'm a smallmouth guy through and through. I'll be just chasing brownfish, but there'll be a bunch of largemouth caught. It'll probably make for one of the better events that this tour has seen.
Well, it seems like quite a unique dynamic in the whole structure of the lake up there. I know it's a deep shield lake. It's got a lot of rocks, but that's very interesting that you talk about topwaters because I would not have thought that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those deals there that when they get on that in the morning, they're just schooling fish, and it can go down like fast. But like I said, and then all of a sudden they all just kind of gravitate off once the sun gets up high enough in the sky, and those smallmouth will pull back down and go back onto the reefs and the points, and but early in the morning, for whatever reason, they'll just push up shallow and chow like that and over the years of going there for tournaments, you'll find that sometimes there'll be a fog delay in August because we're getting cooler nights, and you get out in the morning, no fog delay, and I remember sitting at the dock numerous times going, the longer I wait on this fog delay, the longer I'm losing my topwater bite. But it'll be a really, really good event. That's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. Great fishery. It covers a big span of water, so we don't have to fish necessarily on top of one another. And then so diverse. Like I said, if a guy wants to go throw a scum frog, catch largemouth, he can do that. And if a guy wants to just spend his time chasing smallmouth, he can really just do that too. So. And it might be a mix. There might be some guys doing a little bit of both, but there's enough smallmouth in there, I think, that you can really focus on them. So it'll be a good event.